Alright, y'all, so my monthly, I was gonna do weekly vlogs, but that's not gonna work out because my storage is tripping and it just won't let me download so much footage. Cause and my vlogs, they're long, but they're not like hours long, you know, like they're like 45 minutes or something. That's what I'm aiming for, but my rough footage is probably, it add up to like over an hour worth of footage. So over an hour worth of footage plus that 45 minutes is just too much, and my phone ain't have enough storage. So I'm basically just going to record important clips at church, and I went to the altar, and for some reason I just started crying and didn't know what the problem was. And I've been praying for God to reveal to me what it was I was crying about, and I figured it out. When I was little, since we was little, me and my sisters, specifically my sister, my hair, it goes way back. I was always very thin, and my hair was always very short and thin. She was always a little bit thicker, and she was, she always kept herself together, and her hair was very long and thick naturally. And people often compare us sometimes about how skinny I was and how bald-headed I was compared to her, and how ugly I was compared to her, how funny looking I was compared to her. It's like everything, they compared me to her. And then going into like Barn in high school and stuff, at school, people would compare us. Everybody would want her and not me. And, you know, stuff like that's always got in my head that she was prettier than me, she thicker than me, she got naturally thicker hair than me, you know, like she's just in the third and I'm not. And then my mama would always compare me to her. She'll say stuff like, why you just can't be like so-and-so? You're the only child I done had this problem with. I ain't never had this problem with so-and-so. You know, just basically saying stuff like, why can't I be more like my sister? And so now it's like I've been getting real close to Christ and going to church, having a devotional, just trying to be a better person. And it's like I'm going to church every day. I'm paying my tithes every week. Whenever I get money, I'm always generous with it. Whenever I get anything, I'm always generous with it. I'm never selfish. I've learned to control my mouth. Like, I've been very respectable. And my sister have been going on a different path than I have. But I always hear my mama talking about my sister. It's like I feel like she never acknowledged me. Like, I'm not doing this for acknowledgement. I'm not doing this for attention. I get a true joy out of just knowing that I have divine power behind me and in front of me and beside me. Because, you know, it's just like, it's, you know, and I do still sometimes struggle with anxiety, not gonna lie, but at the end of the day, I know God got me. But it's just the fact that she chooses to focus on her wrongs, which is the same conversation over and over again. Like, it's just about one thing. And it's always a conversation about what she doing and how she going wrong. But it's like, I was a baby kid. I was in a very, very deep depression for a very long time. I was angry. I've completely changed my attitude, my mindset. I'm driven. I'm making some of myself. I'm trying to be an adult about stuff. I'm growing up, and nobody has acknowledged it. Nobody cares. All everybody is acknowledging is what she's doing, my sister is doing. You know, it's like I kind of feel like I just never been good enough for nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't meet my daddy till I was 8. And when I went down there, my mama had raised me away. And at 8 years old, you are already raised. You know what I'm saying? You're not grown, but you raised. So it's like those fundamental characteristics are already there. That you learned as a child is already there. So I'm me. And when I went to Texas with my father's side of the family, they tried literally everything in their power to try to make me different because, and all I kept hearing is, if I would have raised you, then this. If you would stay down here, then this. And it's always, it's like, because you stayed down there, we trying to change you to where you would be like you if you stayed down here, if that made sense. Like, the way I was just wasn't good enough because I wasn't raised with them. I was raised down here, and I didn't even know them. And it's like I wasn't good enough to them because I wasn't like them. And they didn't like the way my mama raised me. And then down here, I've just always been in the shadow. Nobody ever congratulates me on big things. I just don't feel like I've ever been good enough to even acknowledge. And I feel like that's kind of why I just sometimes let people run over me. Because it's like, if I'm not even good enough to acknowledge to people who, like, my existence supposed to bring them joy. I'm her child. You know what I'm saying? I'm his child. It should be enough to just bring joy to their hearts. But with me even trying to be a better person, with me trying to do this, that, and the third, I'm still not good enough. Why would I be good enough to anybody else, you know? I feel like this is like, I'm sorry, y'all, that's my heater and it's not going off because it's cold. But I feel like this is like a very big awakening for me, because I now know what the root of the problem is. And I now can tackle the root of the problem. Like, I know what to pray about. I know what to focus on. I know what to deal with. I know how to, like, I know what to confront. And I just wanted to document this moment because, like I said, my vlogs are strictly for my journey from here to when I get to wherever I'm gonna be. Like I said, I'm gonna post other videos like hauls and stuff that has nothing to do with my growth. It's just gonna be stuff like, you know, I got new clothes, you know, that's not my growth. But my vlogs will be like, my vlogs are just raw footage of me becoming who I'm going to be. And I feel like this was a very important moment, and it's playing a big part in who I'm gonna be, because now I know the problem. I know what I need to deal with in my life to truly find peace, you know. Even having anxiety about becoming a mother, because I've been scared about having a stillborn or a miscarriage, because I feel like my body won't be good enough to sustain a baby, or I just feel like something will happen when he gets here, because I won't be able to protect him. And that's usually linked to not feeling good enough as a mother to protect your child. So it's like, this is causing anxiety, and I have to deal with it before my baby comes, because I feel like that stress and anxiety can cause harm to him. So I'm gonna go in and pray about that, but I just wanted to share with y'all this like this moment because I just realized where my problems are coming from. Alright, y'all. I'm gonna cut the end of that clip out because I just revealed some secrets that honestly I don't want y'all to know about some upcoming stuff because I'm really scared that somebody gonna steal my idea. But just know this has stirred up something. This awakening right here, this moment right here has stirred up something that's gonna impact generations after me. After all of us. It's gonna impact it. And I can put my word on it. And I'm gonna say that clip. But when it started impacting people, I'm gonna play this clip back and I'm gonna be like, this is the moment I realized what my purpose was. But y'all, it's getting warm. And today Wednesday and tomorrow Thursday, and that's my last day until my week is over at school. So starting next week, I'm not wearing this. I'm gonna start doing my hair and my edges, and I'm gonna start looking a little better because this warmer weather makes me smile. Oh, like that's how I was smiling. My mom was like, "What are you smiling for?" And I said, "Because it's warm outside." Like, do you not feel that? Why are you not smiling? We don't have to be cold anymore. Like, what? But I mean, I'm still gonna have to kind of layer up because y'all know me, Miss Anemic. But you know, we're getting there. I need to be signing in. I'm finna study for my test, but I also wanted to tell y'all something. So y'all know how I recently figured out that the reason why, you know, I've been having a lot of problems is basically the root to all of my problems, or at least most of my problems, was the fact that I didn't feel like I was good enough for nobody or nothing. So with that being said, I've kind of surrounded myself with yes men. And you know, I've always said, like, well, I mean, it's fine if you don't agree with me. And it's a lot of stuff that some people around me don't agree on. And it's like, we do have disagreements, but it's like whenever I come to them with an idea or something big, it's like, oh, I support you through whatever, you know, it's cool. You know, stuff in that matter. But now, like, I feel like I needed that at that time because whenever I would come to somebody about my dreams or something, hold on, my password. Okay. Anytime I would come to anybody like within a family or something with my dreams or goals, it seemed like they wouldn't listen to me. And I just never got any feedback. So at that time, I really needed somebody who was willing to listen to me so I can, because I just never really just felt heard. And then with previous like friendships and relationships and all of that, just acquaintances, you know, just people around me previously, they wouldn't really just, like, I was always in the background. I was always that background type of person. And, you know, I was just the background type of person. If you get that, then you get that. But it's really hard to explain if you just don't know what I'm talking about. And I just feel like now that I'm getting older, I'm adulting. I'm finna be an adult. And I feel like I'm getting ready to walk into a new season. And I'm walking into a new season regardless because of motherhood. But I feel like it's also a personal season, a new personal season that I'm walking into that has nothing to do with anybody else, including my baby. Like, I feel like I'm just walking into something different, something new. No, I don't have on a bra. We know I don't wear bras. Anyway. And so I feel like now I need people around me who's gonna tell me what needs to be said. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love the people around me now. They're super good people, but it's like if I tell them, like, oh, like with the business thing, if I tell them I want a hair business, a skincare business, and a wellness business, and a fitness business, and this business, well, I support whatever you do. I stand for that. Okay, you can do all of that. I believe you can do all of that. When in reality, I was just doing too much. And I just realized that because I realized that recently. And I've been planning these businesses for years. And I just realized that recently. Because then nobody tell me, hey, you're doing too much, So I'm thinking, okay, I can do it, you know what I'm saying? But then as I was watching my sermons and just trying to actually, seek what God has for me, one thing that I did grow a passion in was the wellness thing. And it's because I went through a very hard depression and I was suicidal. I tried to kill myself plenty of times, and one time I actually landed in the hospital non-responsive for 3 days, and then I was self-harming, and I just went through this long stage of deep depression by myself because Black people don't believe in depression. And I just went through it all through high school. That's why I just really kind of hated high school, because everything was all through high school, and it really kicked off when my sister died right before high school. So she died in the June before high school started, which was in August. And I had to go to school in August. It's not like they let me take off for grieving or nothing. So I had to go straight back into school. And I played volleyball. So before that, we went straight back into training in volleyball in July. So I just really kind of didn't really have time to grieve like I needed to. So I feel like that really just kicked the depression off for real. And so now that I'm really genuinely trying to heal. I'm tired of faking contentment. You know how, and it ain't even a sense of faking it like I say I'm content knowing dang well I'm not. It's just wanting to be content so bad that you skip a couple steps and you just rush into it, and it's like, oh, I'm so happy. What am I? Because, you tell yourself, well, I have this and I have this. What am I worried about? Okay, you're right. I'm so happy. No, there's trauma that I need to confront and get over. And then there's just people that I need to forgive. And it's all a process within itself. So I can't just jump into contentment just because I want to be content. I have to go through the process, and now I'm just ready to go through whatever I have to go through, do whatever I have to do to genuinely just find happiness and contentment and, just serene peace. I'm ready to just let this go. And it's easier said than done. Even when you're ready to let it go, you can't just let it go. You still have to go through the process, baby. So now that I'm ready to let it go and I want to change, before, yeah, it was hard being depressed, but it was convenient to stay that way, because if I was going to change or try to get out of that, I was going to get uncomfortable, and it was just going to be something different, and it was just convenient to stay that way. But now it's like I'm not for what's convenient. I'm for what's destined for me. I'm for what's gonna make me happy and at peace, and to be the best mother I can be, which is to be a happy and at peace person, and not somebody with all these deep-rooted issues that I'm covering up, trying to be content so bad, And I feel like peace have just become some kind of trend now. It's like people have put on the internet that healing is just this one stop and go journey. Oh, I'm done healing now. I'm ready to do this now. I'm ready to do that. And it's like I'm traveling the world, so I'm just on my healing journey, and I'm at peace because I'm traveling the world, and I'm writing in my little journal, and it just look all so aesthetic. No, baby. Healing does not look peaceful at all. And just because you're traveling the world and you happy traveling the world, don't mean you done hit those deep-rooted issues, for one. And for two, people are leaving out God in this healing process. And healing is not no one stop and go journey. You're going to be healing for the rest of your life, because life is going to continue to throw stuff at you that you're going to have to heal from. You don't just heal from a relationship and you just all good again. No, baby, because when you realize you have to heal, you have way more to heal from than you think you do. And then after that, in your healing process, some more bullshit gonna happen, and you're gonna have to heal from that as well. It probably won't be as big as no childhood trauma, but growing and developing and healing is all a lifelong journey. Like, you can be at peace while in the midst of your healing journey. So it's like, yeah, you could be at peace but you're not done healing. We're constantly healing, baby. I hate that people is putting it out on the internet, and it now has become a trending thing to just write in your journal and light your candle in the bathtub with some rosé, some rose petals in the tub with the low lights. It's just so much self-care, and I'm at peace, and I'm just so content. And it's like, that's not what that looks like. It's not. Healing is crying in the middle of the night because you realize you've been struggling with something you never saw. Healing is realizing, maybe in your situation, maybe not everybody, but sometimes healing is just broken, because sometimes you have to cut off people that were so dear to you because they're the reason you're damaged. That's what healing looks like. Healing hurts. When you break your leg and you put that cast on, it don't feel good. When you pop a bone out of place and they pop it back in place, while they popping that bone back in place, it hurt like hell. But when it's popped back in place, it get to working again, it's fully functioning again, and it's good again. But you still have to take care of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you let's say you break your knee or something, and then you get the cast on and it's all healed and you get the cast off. After that, they're going to tell you, well, you have to go to physical therapy and you should probably stretch and all of that. That's a lifelong thing. You can't just get the cast off and you're done. You still have to stretch. You still have to go to physical therapy after that. So healing ain't no one stop and go. But once you're at peace, you're still going to be healing. But once you're at peace, it's just not going to hurt. You know what I'm saying? It's just... And some stuff will hurt. I'm not going to say that, because some stuff will hurt. It's just, it'll just be different once you're at peace while you're healing. But you're still healing, and it never stops. You still have to maintain that peace by continuing to heal. You can't just heal and be at peace, and then that's it. Because life going to continue to throw shit at you, and then what? You're done healing. Like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just the ongoing processes, and I just hate that social media has put this out like they have. And that's basically most of the reason why I want to vlog, is to document my journey and inspire someone who started where I started from. My vlogs are specifically for documenting my journey, to show y'all the real, to show y'all what social media don't want to show y'all, to show the stuff that's not very aesthetically pleasing, but what needs to be done in order to be a better person and become a better version of yourself, for whoever or whatever reason. And for me, it's for my child and just for myself. And hopefully you yourself is one of the reasons why you want to heal, and not just somebody else or some kind of circumstance you're in. You should always want to heal just to be a better person for yourself, just to have a better and more fulfilling life. So yeah, I just want to be real with y'all. I want to be raw with y'all. And I feel like some people have kind of shunned on influencer, and some people like oversharing. Like, yeah, there are boundaries, and you know, that's cool, and you're comfortable sharing with whatever you want to share with. But I don't mind sharing my whole life with y'all. I'm an open book, okay? So I don't mind sharing stuff, like, as I grow. I don't mind sharing everything with y'all. So just know, y'all gonna get the raw, y'all gonna get the raw, the real, and everything that comes with it, in between, and everything, just so y'all can see hands-on how my journey has looked like. Not to compare it to yours, but just to show you what it really looked like, just to document it, you know, just to, like, yeah, it's gonna be hard through the process, but once you get there, once you're at peace, you're at peace. It's still healing. Don't get me wrong. You're still healing, but you're at peace. And when you're at peace, it's a different kind of peace, baby. Poems, poetry. So I was writing poetry for a very long time to kind of help with my depression since high school. And my composition teacher just asked me, like, oh, you going to the poetry jam? And I was like, what poetry jam? And then she was like in the library, and she told me if I write a journal, I get extra 25 points. And I was like, oh, okay. So that's the only reason why I went. And so then everybody was reading their poems, and then he was calling people up like, hey, do anybody want to read, you know? And then she's like a mentor. She turned to me and she was like, do you have a poem? I was like, I have one, but I didn't plan on reading it, you know? And so it's this poem that I wrote a real long time ago. I think it was one of my first poems from like 10th grade, and I've been having it in my notes because I was going to get it tattooed when I started working on my sleeve, but I've been building my sleeve, trying to get it to where it's perfect before I go permanently tattoo it on my body. But that poem has never changed, except for like recently I changed it because it was just a little bit too dark, and I feel like I'm in a better place now, so it doesn't represent me accurately. And so I still want to have a little bit of where I came from, but a little bit of where I'm at when I get it tattooed, and I feel like that's like a perfect mixture, and I love it now. It's not going to change at all. But yeah, when I went there and then I read my poem, and then everybody, oh my God, it's so good. Like, what? I'm pretty sure nobody knew I even wrote poetry. But it just felt good. And then I went to looking at my poetry page on Instagram, and I was like, man, I hadn't done that in a minute. And I don't know, I just kind of want to get back into poetry. And I feel like this is going to be a big part of my time and stuff. I just want to get into poetry and post it on my Instagram and stuff. And I might not make the most money because the only sponsorships and stuff I can really do is like Canva or something. Some like a graphic designer type of app or something where I just make the poem look real pretty or something. But my main thing was just photography, take a real cute picture and just write a poem under there. It wasn't even relevant to the picture because it'd be a picture of like the clouds or something that was real cute. And so maybe I can like try to go into having that real pretty picture and then the poem on top of it and then just some cute caption. I don't know. So that's probably the only way I'm going to make sponsorships or something like that. But I really don't care about that because poetry is a real passion. But yeah, I don't want to make this clip too long, but I just wanted to, you know, I'm getting back into it as of February 22nd, 2022.